Hi friends, my name's Naomi. Welcome back to my channel. So this is the first reading vlog of 2023. I did tell myself that I was going to do less reading vlogs this year, but I just had the urge to do one, so I just went ahead and did it. So today is February 13th. I don't know why that was so hard to say. So obviously tomorrow is Valentine's Day, so I have been in a really big reading mood and I just want to read a lot of like romance and just different type of books at the moment, and I'm in just such a big reading mood that I really wanted to vlog. So I have a very large stack of like romance books that I want to get to sometime soon. So my plan is that I'll be vlogging today, February 13th, Galentine's Day, and tomorrow, which is Valentine's Day. I have a lot of free time. Currently today I'm working from home, and then tomorrow I will be in the office, but I have a lot of free time because I don't have many plans for Valentine's because my partner is in Alabama, so he won't be around. We celebrated this past weekend and we had a great time. But yes, let me get into the books that I'm planning on reading. Obviously the theme of this vlog and all of the books is romance, so I am reading two books that do have like romantic elements to them. So if you watched my February TBR, you may have seen this book, and that is Attached by Amir, Levine, and Rachel Heller. This is a nonfiction book that I've been reading, and I've been reading like 2 chapters every day. I took a break over the weekend, and basically this nonfiction book talks about adult attachment and like romantic relationships. So everyone has a attachment, an adult romantic attachment, and basically this book teaches you about anxious attachment, avoidant, and secure. And I mean, it's really enlightening. I've been learning a lot, and honestly, if you're in like a committed relationship where you and your partner have different type of attachments, or just even wanting to learn more about your own attachment and everything, this book is really good. So this is one of the books that I'm currently reading. I am also currently doing a little reread of the one and only ACOTAR, so A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. I'm sure that you know this book. Beauty and the Beast retelling, fairies, there's a lot of romance. I'm rereading this because my favorite podcast at the moment, which is Those 14 Fangirls, which is hosted by Natasha Rantashopoulos and Christine Riccio from Poland Bananas Books. Every episode have a little section that is called Chapter Chat, and they've been reading ACOTAR, and they have like 13 episodes out so far, and they're still reading ACOTAR. I think we're like halfway through. So each episode they only talk about like 2 chapters in this book, so it's a really slow, like we're reading it really slow and really diving into each chapter. I do want to, like, I'm going to go ahead of what their assigning reading is, because I mean I think I already am ahead of what where they're at. It's just it's a reread. It's one of my favorite books. I know it's gonna happen, so it's been a really quick read. So I will be reading this today and tomorrow also. And don't judge me because I am reading so many different things that like you guys must be like, how can she keep everything straight? But in my head there is a process to this madness. So yeah. And the last book that I am currently reading, I literally started it this morning. I only have the audiobook. I don't have this physically, and that is Pride, Prejudice, and Peril. I don't remember the author. I mean, I could probably look it up. Pride, Prejudice, and Peril by Katie Oliver. I am reading this, obviously romantic. This is the Cozy Hollow book club pick for the month of February. And if you don't know Cozy Hollow, their picks are always cozy mysteries. And this one is a cozy mystery romantic. It's kind of like a Pride and Prejudice retelling, and it follows this woman who is an English professor, and she's being asked to be kind of like a consultant for this bachelorette type of reality TV show that is going to be themed around like Pride and Prejudice. It's really good so far. I think I've read about 12 chapters and I'm really enjoying it. Alrighty, so my camera died before I was able to talk about the books that I want to read, so I'm gonna really quickly go through the titles. I'm not gonna go into synopses for each and every one because I have an absurd amount that I'm obviously not going to be able to read in 2 days, but I just want to mood read, and here is the stack of books that I would want to read. So first up, I have Thank You for Listening by Julia Whelan, and I've been wanting to read, well, I have to read this month because this is my book for the Buzzwordathon that is hosted by Kayla from Books and Lala. Go watch that video if you don't know what that is. And then the next book I have is Really Good Actually by Monica Hasey. I also have It Starts With Us by Colin Hoover. I only have the audiobook for this. And last but not least, I have 1,000 Boy Kisses by Tilly Cole, which kind of scared because I know it's romance, but I've heard this is really, really sad, so I don't know about this one. Alrighty, so like I said, obviously I am reading 3 books currently, and then I have 4 books on my list that I would want to read today or tomorrow. I'll let you know about my progress with all of these books. I just realized that I didn't really talk about how far into ACOTAR and Attached I'm in, but I will let you guys know as I read things. I have an appointment in 9 minutes, and then I have a dentist appointment, which is like a 5-minute drive from me, so have to go do those things, and then I will be reading later and catching up with y'all. Hi friends, so it is still Galentine's Day, February 13th. It is currently 3:30 p.m. and I went to the dentist, got my cleaning, everything's good, and I was continuing to listen to the Pride, Prejudice, and Peril audiobook. I'll show you here, and I am currently halfway through Pride, Prejudice, and Peril. I'm really enjoying it. I'm really loving that it's really a retelling. Like, as you're reading it, you can really see like all of the iconic Pride and Prejudice characters, and obviously our main character is, what's her name, Lizzie Bennet. Our main character is like giving those vibes of Elizabeth Bennet, and you see like the Mr. Darcy type and like her best friend and all this stuff, but obviously this is a cozy mystery, so there's obviously a murder. And if you know Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen, Lizzie Bennet has a best friend who ends up marrying this man. I forget what his name is, but she ends up marrying this like kind of gross guy, but it's because she has to for security. So basically in Pride, Prejudice, and Peril, the person that dies is that man, the Lizzie Bennet's like best friend's husband. So basically in the book, I already forgot her best friend's name, but basically they find him, and supposedly he was electrocuted on a tub, but it seems like there's more to that right now. So that's where we are in the story right now. And like I mentioned, our main character, her name is Fedra, I think. It's kind of a weird name, but she is an English professor, and then our Mr. Darcy is like a new professor in the university. And it's also really cute because she has like little tea, they're kind of like book clubs, and they like meet up like weekly, I think, and they just kind of gossip and like eat, like drink tea and eat like biscuits and stuff and just kind of talk. And also it is mentioned that our main character like dresses like Regency era, like very Pride and Prejudice, like those dresses and stuff. Like she dresses like that on a regular basis, like for her classes, and that's why her classes are like so popular. But obviously she gets some weird looks. I'm really enjoying it. We haven't like really delved into too much about like the Bachelor reality TV show, which I was really excited about that aspect of it, and we haven't seen much of that. There's only been a couple of scenes where she's on set and like they're not really like asking for her opinion, because basically she's there as a consultant, consultant for this TV show, reality show, and they haven't really asked her for like her opinion, or there's only been like 2 scenes so far that she's on set, and we're halfway through the book. So I was hoping that hopefully there are more scenes where that comes into play. And there's also kind of like a Jane Austen festival that they're putting on, which is probably going to be like where the big reveal happens. So I'm excited, I'm enjoying it. The romance, it's definitely a slow burn, and I like it. I am currently going to continue listening to the audiobook, and I'm going to meal prep. I was cooking some chicken thighs and what are they called, asparagus, and I'm gonna put them all together right now and listen to the audiobook while I do that. Hello friends, I am in bed and I am going to take a break from Pride, Prejudice, and Peril. Like I said, I'm a little bit over halfway through, really enjoying it, but who is that? My boyfriend landed safely in Alabama, just so y'all know. But I'm gonna take a break from Pride, Prejudice, and Peril, and I'm going to sit down and read Attached. I've been, like I said, I've been reading 2 chapters at a time, and I've been highlighting this book a lot. So I think I have 4 chapters left, so I may sit down and read all 4 chapters today, or maybe I'll just do 2 and 2 tomorrow. We'll see. But I've been like sitting down, reading this physically, and highlighting it so I can learn more. So I'm about to do that, and yeah. Good morning friends, happy Valentine's Day. I wanted to come on here, I'm on my way to work in a few seconds, but I wanted to come on here and do a little update. So last night I ended up finishing Attached by Amir, Levine, and Rachel Heller. This was really good. I feel like I learned a lot. I did like highlight a lot of this book, so I really enjoyed it for it being a nonfiction. I feel like I learned a lot, and I mean, I don't know, a new year, new me. Maybe I'll be reading more nonfiction this year. But yeah, I finished this one last night, and from when I started yesterday, I think I read about 100 pages of this yesterday, so it was the last 4 chapters. So that was the first book that I finished. And then yesterday I also talked about Pride, Prejudice, and Peril, which I had started yesterday, and I only had the audiobook for this, and I finished it yesterday night. And I'm gonna say that I really enjoyed this. I'm going to be giving this a 3.5 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed the concept of the Pride and Prejudice type of retelling. I didn't know it was a series, so there is a little bit of romance in this book. Not really. I feel like it's like building up for the next book. But yeah, I really enjoyed like her being such a big Jane Austen fan, the way she dressed, and all of the very classic cozy mystery themes in it. The mystery wasn't like the best part of it, honestly, and I wish there had been more scenes where we see more of the reality TV show. I feel like there might have been like 4 to 5 scenes that they're on set, and like there's only like 1 scene where she's like teaching them about like the dances and stuff from that time, but there's not a lot of the reality TV show aspect, which I was really looking forward to. You kind of see it from like far away, and obviously it focuses more on like the mystery aspect of it. Regardless, it was a fun time. It was entertaining, and I loved the Jane Austen theme in it. So yeah, so next up today, actually I'm headed to work, and then after work I have to go pick something up that my boyfriend got ordered for me for today for Valentine's Day, because he's in Alabama. So I have to go pick that up after work, and later in the night, I am hosting live reading sprints on my channel. So tonight, I'm hoping to read A Court of Thornes and Roses. I think I have about 150 pages left of this. So I'm hoping to read this tonight during live reading sprints. And I also want to start at least one more book. I don't know from the list of books that I like put at the beginning of this video. I'm thinking I might listen to Thank You for Listening by Whelan. I just feel like that's gonna be a really easy audiobook to listen to. But yeah, I'll let you know what I end up reading. Hi friends, am I in the parking lot of my job? Yes, I am. Am I hiding my camera for that reason? Yes, I certainly am. Alrighty, so it is the end of the workday, and I completely forgotten that my boyfriend told me to go to this place. It's like a winery, not really. They do like wine tastings and charcuterie boards, and I have something there for me to pick up, and I think it's like a box of chocolate covered strawberries and pretzels, so I'm really excited. So I'm headed that way, picking that up, and then headed home to make dinner. And then, like I mentioned earlier today, I think I mentioned that I'm going live on my channel for reading sprints, so I am doing that later. And reading wise, I did bring my book with me to work, so I did read A Court of Thornes and Roses during lunchtime. I only had like an hour, so I think I read maybe like 20-30 pages. I will be reading more of that tonight at home. And this morning on my drive to work, and while I was doing some like mindless work at work, I started listening to Thank You for Listening by Whelan. I haven't gotten too much into it. The only thing that I know is that it's a romance and it follows an audiobook narrator, and right now like the opening scene was pretty much her on an airplane and she's headed to like a book convention, so it's pretty interesting so far. And yeah, that is all of the updates, so I'll see you when I get home. Hi, I have my ring light on right now because I am getting prepared to go live on my channel in about 20 minutes or so. I have my books, and I mentioned that I was gonna go pick something up that my boyfriend got ordered for me, and it's some chocolate covered strawberries and chocolate covered pretzels, and I'm gonna be snacking on these while I'm doing live reading sprints. And also at the winery they had canned wine, so I got a rosé. It's Valentine's, you know. So yeah, I'm about to go live. I'm gonna find like an ambiance or something that kind of sets the mood, or it's kind of holiday-ish, Valentine's, I don't know. I'm gonna find something. The only reading update that I have so far, I guess, it's that I listened to the audiobook for Thank You for Listening by Whelan while I was, well, I didn't end up cooking. I was just kind of like setting my plate up of food that my mom made for me. So I was listening to that and also listening while I was setting this up. So I think I read about like 2 or 3 chapters. I'm really enjoying it. Like I mentioned, this book follows this audiobook narrator. It is a romance, but the romance hasn't been introduced yet. But currently they're at like a book convention, so it's really fun, and our main character has like this best friend, and it's talking a lot about her life and her friend's life, and the characters are really good. So I feel like I'm really going to love this story, but we'll see. So yeah, tonight I'm gonna be reading ACOTAR and Thank You for Listening. I don't know how I'll divide up my time between the two, but I will let you know. Here we are live on my channel. Jenna said to put the sprints on the vlog, so here we are. Good morning. It is February 15th and it is the day after Valentine's. Let me fix this really fast. And I wanted to come on here and do one last update. Also, I'm wearing my Written by Sally Rooney shirt and I am loving my outfit today. But anyway, I wanted to come on here and update that I did obviously read last night because I hosted live reading sprints on my channel and they were so much fun. Thank you to anyone that came out. I had so much fun hosting and hanging out with everyone on Valentine's. I am planning on going live now every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. EST. So if you're not doing anything on Tuesdays, come hang out and read with me on Tuesday nights from now on. But yes, last night I ended up reading A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. I have this much left and I really wanted to finish it last night, but I was really tired, so I think I read maybe about 100 pages of ACOTAR last night during reading sprints. And obviously, I mean, this is a reread. Everyone knows ACOTAR, Fairy, Beauty and the Beast retelling, and I'm enjoying it. I mean, it's one of my favorites. I'm not gonna hate it. But yeah, I'm like towards the end where all the really good stuff is happening, so I think I have about 50 pages left of this, so I'm definitely finishing this today. And then also during the last like 2 reading sprints, I was like doing other things, so I decided to listen to the audiobook for Thank You for Listening. I'm pulling it up on my phone right now. Here it is. Thank you. Ooh. Is Thank You for Listening. I'll put a picture on the screen. It probably looks better. But let me check really fast. I made it 30% in of Thank You for Listening yesterday. I'm really enjoying this. So I think I talked about this, I don't know if I talked about this on the vlog or if I did on my live, but basically if I didn't talk about this, this book follows this audiobook narrator, and the author of this book, who is Julia Whelan, she's a really famous, like in real life, audiobook narrator, and she wrote this book, and basically her main character is an audiobook narrator, so it's a lot of fun. It is romance, which is why I picked it up for Valentine's, and it's a lot of fun. And usually I tend to enjoy more books, that romance books that aren't solely focused on just a relationship, and this one has a lot of different characters and really complicated relationships. Like she has a really complicated relationship with her dad, her grandma's in the picture, and this is only 30% in, and we've met so many characters, like her best friend, the love interest, and it shows so much about the audiobook world that I had no idea about. So I'm learning a lot with like aliases and like not aliases, pen names for audiobook narrators, because most audiobook narrators that like do romance and stuff don't want to put their real name out there. And literally the beginning of the book is her on a plane going to an book convention, which was a lot of fun. And like right now we were just reading a scene where she's getting the nominations for like the audiobook world, so it's kind of like the Oscars but for audiobook people, because they're all actors. So yeah, this is set in Los Angeles, so it does have to do a lot with like a lot of people that are trying to make it in the acting world, including her. There is like a really big mystery because she had, well, not mystery, the book has pointed at the fact that she wears an eye patch, and it hints at something that happened to her, like an accident or something, but it hasn't been revealed or talked about yet, so that's also really interesting. But yeah, long story short, I'm really enjoying this. Like I said, I got 30% of the way in of this book, so yeah. A little recap. Total, I did finish 2 books and started 2 other books and got a lot of reading done for those 2. So recap, like I said, I finished Attached, which I guess I gave 5 out of 5 stars. I feel a little weird giving nonfiction like a rating, because these are doctors talking about the research, so like you can't really give it a bad rating. But anyway, I gave Attached 5 out of 5 stars. And then I also read Pride, Prejudice and Peril, and I ended up giving this a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Enjoyed my time. This is entertaining. It's cozy mystery. I don't expect like a life-changing type of book. Entertainment, as long as it's keeping me entertained and I'm not bored, it did the job. Like I mentioned, I did wish that it had more of the reality TV show aspect, because that's kind of how it was marketed to me, like a Pride and Prejudice bachelorette, so, or bachelor. So yeah, that's the only thing that I didn't love as much, but I did really enjoy this. And then I also read some of ACOTAR, and I made it all the way to page 365. Almost done with this, and like I just said, Thank You for Listening got 30% in, so I feel like, I mean, I did a lot of reading this past 2 days, so yeah, I feel like this was pretty successful. But yeah, that is it for my Valentine's reading vlog. I hope that y'all enjoyed. I did tell myself that I wasn't gonna do as many reading vlogs this year, but I just had the urge to do so. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!